Hello everyone, welcome back to a new video. You see here a new mold from Molds and Shapes, and I think Claire's Crafty Corner has already used this mold, and now it's my turn that I do a video. So I painted in this diagonal tube mold from Molds and Shapes some chameleon, intensive chameleon powder from Let's Resin, and it's one of my very old-time favorite colors, and it's the maple. And it has a brownish sheen to it. It shifts to gold a little bit in a rather soft pinkish tone, and I really like it. So I'm painting this, as you can see, into the parts which go inside the molds. And then, this is now the next part, I'm painting the parts of the mold which stick a little bit above with some normal mica powder, and it's the Golden Beach from Petra Jongbloed from Just Paint. So that's what I'm doing here. And I'm doing this for the whole mold, as you can imagine. And I thought I go with the two colors, a little bit color shift, but also with the normal mica powder. And I think it's a beautiful color combination. And yeah, I'm very curious how it's gonna look like when it gets out of the mold. And first I need to make my top layer on there. So I'm using a rather light color. I mixed some of the pigment drops of Etta Art in white and some of the Golden Beach. And I'm pouring here from rather up high into the mold so that I'm covering the surface. So it gets a nice edging or bagging, but I'm not filling up the mold completely. I'm so curious how this is going to look like when it gets out of the mold. And actually, as you can maybe imagine, I want to make a bowl. And the idea of doing these bowls comes from Rebecca from Art of Gesture Cat. She does awesome work with color shifts, colors, and she's really the queen of color shift and ideas of doing huge bowls and stuff like this. It's amazing. Anyway, so I demolded my piece. I didn't make a video of it, but this is how it's looking at the moment, and the shifting of the color is amazing. And I'm glad that I didn't completely paint it with the color shift. So anyway, now I have here the X or XL tray mold from Molds and Shapes. It's the square one, and I just want to place my centerpiece. I was not 100% sure how to do it, but now I'm just doing a little bit my resin design. I place some clear resin on the bottom of the mold, just a thin layer so the bottom of the mold is covered, and I can later place my centerpiece into the mold. I'm also spreading a little bit the resin so it's really completely covered at the bottom. Taking my time here a little bit, also make sure that I don't have any troubles with big holes at the edges. It happens easily. So here I'm using the ultra cast resin. I use the ultra cast resin also for my back layer of the centerpiece. And yeah, now there's the bottom of the mold rather covered, and I just take care that I take the dotting tool and go along the edges so I get rid of my bubbles there. So also here I'm taking my time, and as you can see, my mold has already been used so many times, and I think I have it already, I don't know, 2 years, 2.5 years, so it's quite an old mold. And now I'm taking my heat gun very carefully, and you see that I do it in fast motion to pop the bubbles which are on the surface, and also making sure that all the bubbles which are trapped also at the bottom, that I get rid of them. it's winter time and we had some nice weather, but now it's cold again, and for the resin it's really not the best. So now I'm taking here my white and I'm just drizzling my white into the mold. You see, I'm not really making a big pattern. I just drizzle it because I want to have a little bit of white and yeah, a beige, like creamish finish to it. So first I have here the white pigment drops, which I mixed into a little jar. So it's also not a big jar. You see it there, really little cups. And here's the golden beach color. And I'm doing exactly the same, drizzling it on top. And then, of course, I'm hoping that my resin will move. What I would do the next time, and I can already say this to you, I think I placed my centerpiece a little bit too early. I should have waited till my resin finished moving or almost finished moving, so that, you know, it really closes up completely. But because you see it also very soon, because I'm placing my centerpiece already now, the resin only moves up till a certain point. For me, at the end, it was not so bad because I really liked it. But for the people that don't like it, that might be a good idea to let it really move. So you see, I'm already placing my centerpiece and the resin has not moved much yet. But this is what I've done. I just make sure it stays how it is. And then we see each other for the next steps. I also use some alcohol spray, just, you know. But now you see at the edges that there's clear. And first I was a little bit disappointed, but then I thought I just make a transparent white and golden beach mixture. And I pour along the sides like I'm doing here. And I let the resin only move where the deeper parts of the molds are, because I want the centerpiece where the higher parts are, I want them to stick out. And actually, and I need to admit, this was also an idea of Rebecca from Art of Chester Cat, because we were a little bit brainstorming about the wall art molds, and she gave me the advice, try to do it, because it might give a different effect. It's not completely covered and it looks more, yeah, 3D, and it's for a bowl fantastic. So it's a nice decoration piece when you have just the color shift sticking out, if you know what I mean. So I really make sure that only at the lower parts the resin I mixed moves. And I think you can already see it a little bit. I needed to mix a little bit more resin because I didn't have enough, and made sure that the resin really goes through all the lower parts. I don't know. I hope I explained it correctly. Taking my heat gun a little bit and just make sure that there are no bubbles on the surface. And this is practically done. And because it's like a milky color, I think the clear parts are not so bad anymore. I will bend this into a bowl anyway, and then it will have a different effect. And what I didn't explain, this bowl is gonna be for me privately, because we got no furniture for our landing. Anyway, I took this out of the mold, this piece, and now you see how the color shifts, the big chunky color shifts part, are sticking out, and I really like it, and it was a great idea of Rebecca's. So again, thank you, Rebecca. And this is now an old video. I keep on showing it where you can see how I'm doing my bowl. I just place it into hot water, my tray, let it be there, let it get softer. Then I'm drying it with a towel, and then I'm shaping it. when you do this, I always wait like 2 or 3 days because I want my resin to be cured. I don't want anything to happen with the surface. It happened to me before. I was too early in doing this, and then I had these this effect, this not nice effect on the surface of the of my resin piece. So I learned to be more patient, to wait 2 or 3 days and then to do it, and then nothing happens. So now you see me taking my tape and I'm just bending the piece, fixing it, and then, you know, I shape my bowl, and I think it's an easy way to do it. You can also use your heat gun, of course, but I think it's easier putting your resin piece into warm water. So yeah, it works pretty well for me, but of course everyone is doing it differently. And because you are also, or I did many steps for this, you cannot just say, why didn't you bend it? How long did you wait? Because one layer was already cured. So you need to work either with the heat gun or with the warm water, so you can still bend your resin piece. You see, I just adjust all the time, and then I let my resin piece cure another 24 hours, and then, yeah, voila, you see it. These are a little bit of my new furniture, and I think it matches very well. It's a light and friendly color, and I love the color shift in the center. I love the design, and I'm quite happy with the end result. I also painted the edges with some rose gold. I think it matches very well. And yeah, with this little piece, which took me several days to do, I love and leave you. I thank you for watching, and I hope I gave you some ideas. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.